Okay, this video is just to kind of address a question about brake caliper guide pins. The pins that the caliper mounts on. It allows the caliper to slide back and forth as the pads wear, so you get an even pressure on both sides. Okay, I'm no expert by any means, but I've been trying to find the answer to this question myself, and I found that a lot of people ask this question online, which is which guide pin goes where. I don't really have an answer to that, but I'll tell you this. The guide pins are slightly different on the top and bottom of my brake caliper. This is a 2001 Nissan Xterra, and from my research online, they're similar over a range of years, and these are not the only cars that use guide pins that are like this. There's a lot of different cars that use them, so I wanted to post a quick answer to the question just for this particular application, but it may apply to others, and my personal opinion. When I took the brakes apart, this pin came out of the top, okay, and it's slightly different than the other pin, which I will show you. If you stand by. Okay, the lower guide pin here, if I pop it off, sorry about the lighting, you'll notice it's just a steel rod, okay, with no rubber insulator or bushing or anything on there. It's just a steel rod with a rubber boot. So what I found was, when I bought the replacement guide pins, there's two styles in there. See, that's the one that went on the top. That needs like a rubber bush, a little rubber boot to cover this little recess. The lower pin is just a plain straight pin. You just grease it up and stick it in. I reused my old pins because they were still good. So people are asking, where does this pin go? Does it go in the top and bottom, or bottom? On my application, they went on the top. Okay, and yeah, I'm not sure how much difference it makes or what's the design intention, but I could tell you that mine came out of the top. Okay, my calipers are mounted on the rear side. If this is the front of the vehicle that way, my calipers are mounted on the rear. If this caliper was mounted on the front, it might very well be on the bottom, you know, because I think there's a convention where they tend to put these on one particular side depending on the rotation of the disc in normal driving and braking. So the holes appear to be identical, so I don't think it's not going to be like the end of the world. In fact, when I took mine apart and I got the pin out, the pin was frozen in there. This rubber boot was missing. It didn't even have one. I'm not sure if it disintegrated and that's what caused the pin to get stuck. But either way, if you don't have that rubber boot on your pin when you pull it out, you should buy a boot kit for the guide pins, and it came with 4 boots, 2 for each side, for each pin on each side, and it came with that little rubber bushing that goes on the upper pin. So that's my 2 cents on that, since I don't think anybody's really addressing this issue. My factory service manual didn't discuss it. It's not even in the assembly parts components diagram. It doesn't even show this for the Nissan factory service guide. So, but you can always check your service manual and see, and then also just make sure to take notes when you disassemble which pin went where, so you can reassemble in the same order.